Hello, audience. This video of my Utilitech high velocity fan was inspired by whenever I watched Cartier Ed's video of a Utilitech fan similar to this. It wasn't his fan, it was a fan at a workshop. I mean, Cartier Ed is a box fan collector, but he still videoed, the HV fan he saw at that, wood shop or wherever. So, I just thought I would go ahead and show off, my Utilitech fan to hopefully, reach out to, some of the other fan collectors I've been in contact with. I don't know if I even consider myself a fan collector anymore. I do have a lot of fans, but I'm no longer buying fans. I'm just gonna use what I have and just let them die off if they end up dying off. Ain't really no sense in me spending the extra money for another fan when I have plenty of fans as it is. But bought this Utilitech in 2013. For a while when I bought it, I thought, well, I mean, this fan is just pure junk. I'm gonna just save it for my, collection. It's definitely, has kind of a cheap feel to it. Turn it around. I've always thought that the motor of this fan looks relatively small for what should be on a high velocity fan. Although, my older high velocity fans like the Pro Standard, I mean, their motors aren't really much bigger, except for the Pro Standard, which I showed in a video comparing to this same fan years ago, actually has a regular winding motor, whereas this one, I don't know if you can tell, has a shaded pole motor. And in my opinion, I mean, the smaller shaded pole motor kind of gives this fan, a cheap appearance. I mean, I guess the shroud right there kind of has a cheap feel, as well as the, a knob. I've had this fan apart twice to clean it because along the trailing edge there, oftentimes it has had a tendency to build up, dog hair, which seems to somewhat impede the airflow. And whenever I've had it apart, it's like I have to be super careful when I clean these blades, because these blades are just basically sheet metal, and it feels like, just one wrong move may, bend the hell out of them. So I'm always careful when I clean these blades, it being that it feels just like a sheet metal. Here's what Lowe's is selling nowadays. I have this pulled up on my laptop. As you can see, this fan has a silver badge with the Utilitech inscription, half black, half red, some kind of red emblem. So it has this kind of unique, logo right there. Whereas what's being sold at Lowe's today has a black badge with, you know, the white Utilitech inscription. And I could have sworn that, you know, they were now putting, like, you know, tightening knobs on each end where, you know, the floor stand joins. But however, the fan pictured here has just simply, you know, the grommets like my fan. Whereas I bought my fan in 2013 for 40 bucks. However, it's now inflated all the way to like $55. And unlike, you know, some of the other fans that do have, you know, the fastening knobs, this one just simply feels like rubber grommets, you know, to hold it in place, and doesn't seem to be a problem. I mean, it does seem to stay well in place no matter what speed I have. For what this is, I mean, this fan is really not all that bad. It puts out enough air for whenever I need a high velocity fan. However, if you set this fan up with an old blue bladed patent fan, the blue bladed patent fan would totally annihilate this right here. This Utilitech would be totally annihilated by, you know, an older, you know, patent. It looks like, I mean, fans in this room, like the Utilitech, have stayed frozen in time since, like, you know, I think it was around 2013 they started this design right here. And except for a difference in a badge appearance, it stayed frozen in time. And Walmart sells a mainstays fan. Same blade set, same motor. Home Depot sells a commercial electric badge, 20-inch. Same blade set, same motor. So this sort of realm of, you know, the HV fans have stayed frozen in time. However, if you're wanting a good high velocity fan, I would splurge more and buy, you know, the Air King, because the Air King high velocity fans have the oval shaped blades, which are reminiscent of fans of the past. And also, another good high velocity fan that's being sold new right now is the iLiving. That's closer to the patent high velocity fan. And I think the iLiving is like rated between 7,000 to 8,000 CFM, something like that. But I'll go ahead and show this in operation. I decided to face the fan towards the curtain so we can see the play of it. Let's start off on low. Medium. High. I think I'll go ahead and show it facing forward. Okay, low. Oops. Medium. and the ultimate. See, like a few fragments of dust in the air pushed out by the fan. Okay, spin down. A lot of complaints about these newer high velocity fans is the blade being out of balance, but the blade to this one fortunately seems well balanced. This fan was like stored in my attic for quite some time. Then I stored it in my shed. And then I decided to use it to dry the floor with after I mopped and used it. And then I said, well, hell with it. I'll just use it partially in service for whenever I need a high velocity fan. I set this fan in a chair up my, blowing out my window, makes for a good whole house fan. And I set it in my kitchen with my windows open to blow out the smoke the times my stove has smoked over. And the main thing I use this for now is for drying the floors after I mop. Don't use it all that much for cooling. I get enough satisfaction out of these big old ceiling fans, one in my dining room and one in my living room, along with my pedestal fans, but not bad for a modern day, high velocity fan, but still not much to write home about. But at least so far so good. It's holding up well for what I need it for.